Welcome. This is Residiva. I'm sharing a recording of a casual Skyrim playthrough using a mod list I built. My profound thanks to all the mod creators who have made this game a crowdsourced treasure. I hope you enjoy. Alright, I'm out by Eldergloom Sanctuary. I am going to head to the... I think it's right about here. I know when I when I was doing the Snow Elf quests, I saw the opportunity to worship Oriel, and Oriel gives a 10 points to archery, which is a 10% boost to damage. So I am going to try worshipping Oriel. I don't really need the experience buff anymore. I'm going to keep the lover sign. But experience is so slow at this point that I'm not really worked up over it. Okay, that's the other one's over here. Okay. So when experience is cheap and easy, that's fine. It's gonna get rougher from here on out, so if I really want to boost something, I'm okay with, like I'm not boosting up my conjuration. I'm gonna get it naturally the same way that I did archery and sneak. I like getting the ones that, I feel satisfying as they move along. Huh. Won't let me worship them.
You look tired.
Only accepts those of High Elf wool, but okay. I can change something in Winter Sun for that. Disable Daedric Prince quest requirements and disable race requirements will mean that I will be able to worship them. Yes, accept Oriel.
Let me pump you and show you how much I love you. Everything.
You can see I should have a new buff. Fortify Archer, Blessing of Oriel. Also, when I get high enough, Oriel. Okay, so fulfill your destiny by saving Tamriel, master all skills, become my champion at my sacred chantry. High elves are most deserving, but I believe I've already become their... Yeah. Okay, my favor with Oriel is already at 150%. I've done all of the things that they really like. So I should have a boon that is significant also. Let me find it. Yeah. The Path to Alaxon. Attaining level 100 in a skill improves that skill by 15%, which is based on the favor with Oriel. Since I'm at 150 already, I've got a 15% boost. So worshipping Oriel has just given me 10 points, which puts me at 110 archery, and then a 15% boost on that. So my bows are going to be even hourier than they were, which might require... Did we already kill the bear in here? There's usually a floofy bear. So, Oriel already really likes me. I don't have to start from the beginning.
My luck is usually me booked.
So, yes, I would say Akatosh is very good for early game to make... plus, it's hard to access Oriel early in the game without...
That fucking smile.
Well, I suppose you could come here. But it's harder in a roleplay sense. Akatosh is much easier. Okay... I'm going to look again for the Invanchenzel quest, because I should have it. It's Unfathomed Depths. Maybe I didn't talk to her. Sometimes I, get confused about which game is which. I'm gonna try going back, but I thought I spoke to her. Since I can be playing several games simultaneously, I can forget. Alright. Riften. Okay, and I can also go to Iverstead and do the quest for the young woman and her suitors. Which seems more like an Iverstead quest, but okay. Alright, I have replaced my gear to make conjuration a priority. I gave up some reflect, which is fine. Nobody's really, hitting me. I'm gonna try talking to her again, but she has made me crash a few times. So we're gonna see. Book of Love is having issues.
Are you the one sent by Mara?
How did you know I was coming?
I prayed to Mara and she spoke to me in a dream. She said a stranger would appear to help me. Is that you?
Yes, what's troubling you?
My parents are being impossible. Bassianus wants to marry me, and I think I love him. But he wants to move to Riften afterwards, and my father won't allow it. He only cares about this stupid town. But Bassianus makes me happier than anyone ever has. My mother's not any help either.
You sound a little confused.
I don't want to choose. They're both so amazing.
Better not be here to stir up any trouble.
Okay, good. Might have been a lighting issue.
Couldn't have chosen a better day for traveling.
There are some issues with the face lighting on Cold Sun's mods, particularly since I
And to think
have a
that we've been
conflicting.
supplying the Greybeards with our own food supplies. What have they ever done for us? You must be another pilgrim on the way up to High Hrothgar. No other reason to pass through here.
Your daughter asked me to speak to you.
Oh my. Probably something about the men. We all wish we had her problems. I don't tell my husband. But I don't have any problem with Bassianus. Even if it means her leaving Iverstead, I want Fastred to be happy. If they just snuck out of town together, I could manage my husband.
What would inspire them to leave?
Bassianus is still so terrified of Yofthor. If he knew that I'd keep him from hunting the poor boy down, he'd take Fastred to Riften without a second thought. Let him know that I'll watch out for them. I just want my daughter to be happy. Sure, leave.
Huh?
Everyone else does.
My daughter's driving me crazy.
I need you to pitch in a
So
little
forgive
more
me if
around
I'm a
here.
bit on edge.
This is an interesting conversation.
I do the chores.
Your daughter asked me to speak to you.
I'm sure I know what this is about.
I know your sights are
She
set.
thinks she's in love with Bassianus and wants to leave town.
I need you to pitch in
With
a
him.
little more.
Let me tell you how I see it. Until a few months ago, the girl was head over heels for Klimek. Wouldn't stop talking about him. Now, if I thought she was really in love with Bassianus, that would be one thing. But she's a child. It will pass.
Why do you want her to stay so badly?
Look around here. There's not much left. Used to be a good-sized town. The folks have been moving to Riften for a while now. If all the young people leave, what happens to Iverstead?
You think she'll get over it?
You know how children are. Her fancies change with the moon. And like always, the boy lacks any kind of spine. He'll need some convincing. A little push and this would all be simpler. Just get out of town as fast as you can. Nothing for anyone here.
Okay.
I'm sure her parents only want what's best for her. We should check out these said suitors also.
Alright, let's talk to Klimek.
You've been a good friend to me. That means something.
Yeah. I hear you lost Fastred.
Oh, Fastred. I'm not sure what happened. One moment she's smiling at me, the next I can't even meet her eyes. I'll bet Bassianus would know what's going on. He understands women. Thanks again for the legwork.
I don't think any of you guys are doing well in terms of communication skills. Someone needs a speech trainer. Someone's.
Welcome to the Villamere Inn. If there's anything I can get you, just
Is
let
it
me know.
absolutely necessary for you to bother me right now?
Oh, it's you! You're an asshole. Bodhi said to talk to you about Fastred.
Oh,
I think you
my
should
love.
continue with your performance.
How I long to take her away from all of this. Why did Bodhi send you to
Not very
me?
good, and it's only for the same few people every night.
I think you
She
play
said
beautifully.
that you should elope.
It would be a
I
shame
always
if
had a
you
feeling she liked me.
All
More
right,
than that
Gilbert.
brute Yothor,
I
at least.
suppose it's the least I can do.
Yothor. What about him? He'll come after us and it will be
It
unpleasant.
would be unpleasant. It's unpleasant here. Bodhi said she'd handle Jothor.
She would. If she's willing to deal with him, then everything would be all right. I'll go speak to Fastred, post haste.
Okay. I'll speak to Fastred and hope I don't crash, but I'm gonna assume it's a lighting thing.
keep an eye out for wolves if you're headed up the path to fight.
Fastred, we must speak.
Bassianus, sweetie, what is it?
We must leave. Your father will never approve of us, and I grow weary of this place.
We should do some
Where
fishing.
will we go?
To Riften, my pet. How you'll adore the city.
Oh, and to be with you.
I'll make the preparations immediately.
Nope, don't talk to me. Nope, do my job. Saving before she talks to me. Oh, Mara, I'm not sure that is... It's not the best quest. Several obnoxious and indecisive people who lets a stranger make the choices for them. Maybe that's why matchmakers are needed throughout history. Just people were idiots. Oh, I don't know. Maybe. Okay, you're gonna. Oh, okay. I'm gonna. Ugh.
Another quiet day.
And yet again, Latoria has reactivated herself. Ugh, she is the bane of my quest arrows.
Blessings of Mara upon you.
Lady Mara bids you welcome to her benevolence.
I help the young lovers in Iverstead.
How wonderful. Like the sea, their love roils and swells, but brings life and nourishment to all.
No, they were idiots. Does Mara require more of me?
I see you are eager to carry the light.
Ugh.
As you venture, Mara fills my mind evermore with visions of love in peril.
Love in peril. Because people are
Embers
idiots.
lie nestled in stone, needing only fuel to bloom a flame that will warm all around them.
I appreciate the
Go
poetry,
to Markarth.
but it's misguided.
There you'll find Calsomo, wise, acid, and reclusive. Help him to emerge and state his intentions. This is the prayer heard by the goddess and relayed to her servants.
Yeah, okay. Can I take your books yet? No. You guys are mean with your books.
How may I help you, my daughter?
Stop calling me your daughter. That would help.
There's a small skeever there.
A guard telling me about a small skeever den. Imagine not being able to take on skeevers.
I have things to study. What is it?
Calsomo, I got your letter.
Ah, yes.
What was it you needed from me?
Well, it's my farmer translation tome. There are ancient references to old artifacts. What little I could learn suggests they may be what I need to complete my research. Here, it's all in these notes.
You can't tell me any more than that?
I'm sorry. I'm in the midst of groundbreaking research. This should be no problem at all for you. I shall be here for advice, should you need me.
I see. I'll take a look at the research notes then.
Wonderful. This is an exciting opportunity for us to be able to study such an early civilization and the magics they used. The artifacts I've discovered in Nishuan Zel will make history one day.
I've been sent by Mara to aid you.
I was beginning to lose faith that any help would come.
Oh, sweetheart.
You see, I've been thinking about Feline quite a bit. You know Feline?
Yes, I do.
Then you know what a beauty she is. The trouble is that I can't seem to speak around her. My mouth goes dry, and I start to shake.
Oh.
I could never hope to approach her.
Sweetheart. You just need to have something to talk about.
That's the trouble. I know Feline from the keep, but I have no idea what sorts of things she likes.
You could ask
It's
her.
not a simple matter. I could offend her fairly easily by bringing up the wrong
ask
subject.
her. My God.
I've seen it happen before.
You're how many years old? Is there anyone who knows what she likes?
There is one, Ingvar. He's quite popular with the ladies. Thankfully, Feline is not quite his type, but they've been friends for some time, and he may have some
Aged
ideas.
altered man.
Please,
Altmer man.
ask him what
Speaks
she
like
likes.
a 14-year-old
It's my
boy.
only chance.
Uh-huh.
He doesn't know how to woo a woman at his age. If it were me, I'd have made my move fast so somebody else wouldn't steal my chance.
You and me, baby. Just ask and tell. Do ask, do tell. Hey, you're amazing. What are you into?
Thongvor's made me his house, Carl. Remember, me killing you is illegal.
Okay, man. I've heard you might know what Feline likes.
What? Why? Are you interested?
It's not for me, it's for Calselmo.
Calsomo, is he interested in Feline? That sly old codger. I should have guessed. Good for him. For the both of them.
Good for you,
Between you and
Ingvar.
me, she could use a bit of warmth. As for what she might like, I didn't tell you this. Feline likes to act tough, but she really has a soft spot for, of all things, poetry. You know, I took some classes at the Bard's College as a youth. Poems come in handy when wooing. There's a poem I once used on an older lady of Rorikstead. I can change it to be about Feline, if you've got some gold.
Oh my god, I would never do
Are
this.
you prepared to receive my golden words?
I'll buy it.
Wonderful. I'll write it out so you won't forget.
Yeah,
You should probably just take this directly to Feline. Wouldn't want the old ice brain stumbling over the words.
My god, this quest was written by a 14-year-old boy. Okay.
I run the fort. Now,
kind of scary. Oh dear. Y'all understand that Cyrano de Bergerac is a tragedy? If you are unable to do what someone likes in the first place, you're not going to be able to follow up, folks. Where the fuck did you go? What? Feline, what? Okay. Feline's in... Don't be alarmed. Feline's... Alright. I'm going with it. I'm very tired now. Hey, I'm finally gonna make it to the Blue Palace. 100 hours in. Plus. I'm gonna be asked to not interrupt the court, but I'll take the opportunity to go get the gem.
By order of the Jarl. Stop right there.
Oh, crap. Any chance I could talk you into overlooking this?
All right. But you just watch yourself. Next time I might not be so lenient.
Okay.
You have committed crimes against Skyrim and her people. What say you in your defense?
You caught me, I'll pay off my bounty.
Smart woman. Now come along with us.
What?
We'll take any stolen goods and you'll be free to go. After you pay the fine, of course.
Oh my god, they're gonna take my books.
I mostly live with petty things and rotten doors. Been too long since we've had a good bandit ring.
Alright, well, I didn't have to go to jail, huh? That's fine. I have a bound bow, so, Oh, speaking of which, like, I in another game, I was trying to debug, it's essentially the same list. Some changes, but, I had no problem summoning a bound dagger there, so I couldn't fix it. And because it was already fixed there. So I don't know what the problem is. Yeah, I don't, why? Oh, Sybil, Sybil, I'm so sorry.
Cave. There's strange
What
noises
is
and lights.
going on?
Just
We need
hope his
someone to
poetry is more tasteful than his attitude, especially for that price.
Secure the town. Hafengar's people will always be safe.
Alright,
under
well,
my
I finally
rule.
made it to the Blue Palace. I'm gonna come back here. Steal the blue tea because it's levitating. Take the stone of Baransiah. Hey, I don't need bio. Okay, I've already read it.
I've never met a politician.
What about the cave?
I will have someone take care of the cave as well, Barnes. You can rest easy. You're dismissed.
Alright.
Do you have
I have
business
little
with the court?
patience for mundane concerns.
I hear you're looking for some help with Wolf Skull Cave.
You mean the Dragon Bridge issue? I'll be honest with you. I was planning to let that go. Varnius is a bit jumpy at the best of times. There have been reports of weird happenings near Wolfskull Cave. Travelers disappearing, odd lights. I suspect wild animals, or perhaps bandits. I don't think it's worth our time with the war going on. But if you want to clear out the cave, I'll make sure you're repaid for your work.
Alright.
Feel free to return to me with questions.
Feline? What? Okay, is she downstairs? What the fuck? Sybil, I'll be back and to change your hair, I think.
Bunch of power scavengers from what I've seen.
Okay, this is really weird. Well, she's downstairs, it appears. Okay.
Igmund is alive, and I'll keep it that way, Jarl or not.
Okay.
You have something to say, dog? Something on your mind?
Excuse me? Yeah, I don't know if I want to help you now. I want to talk to you about Calselmo.
Calselmo? What about him?
He has feelings for you.
What? You're out of your mind. That old coot's more interested in dead dwarves than anybody around here. Don't talk such rot.
It's true, he told me.
Please, stop wasting my time. You're embarrassing yourself. You lay one finger on Igmund, and I'll end you, Stormcloak.
I'm not a Stormcloak. I have a poem I'd like you to read.
Pardon me?
It's from Calselmo. Everybody's saying Calselmo. Please.
I'm not sure what this is all about.
Give poem.
This is lovely. Calselmo wrote this? About me?
See, half the time they say Calselmo, and half the time they say Calselmo. She just did it. He cares about you.
Clearly. I've never even thought of him in that manner. I wish that I was as skilled with words as he. Here, take in this letter. I may not be as eloquent as he is, but I hope he understands.
People, if someone gives you a letter and says it's from some dude, talk to them first.
While the nobles sit on their
Lord.
privileged asses doing fuck all. To Wolfskull Cave it is then.
Maybe he really is 14 and he just never sleeps, so he just looks really old.
I have things to study. What is it? The artifacts I've discovered in Neshuan Zell will make history one day.
I have a letter from Feline.
This is more than I could have hoped for. Have you really done this for me? I have to see it. Please, excuse me. What?
Oh, goodbye.
He's got Anders hair. Okay. Yeah, he's running all the way to Solitude. Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, sweetheart. Are you stuck forever? You know what? You guys just confused me. Alright, so Ingman moved to... Oh my god. The guy has to run all the way to Solitude. Oh dear. I get it now. Why am I a Stormcloak? I never joined? Is it because they think I favored the Stormcloaks during the negotiation? I mean, honestly, I don't know anything about Anga's Mill. But they were all talking about slaughter. And slaughter's bad, right? Oy. Can I unjoin the Stormcloak Rebellion? There is no possibility to unjoin any of them. Effects of the Elder Scrolls. I don't know if I've read this. Some of these I'm going to go into and then go, yeah, I've read this. It is widely known among scholars that the Elder Scrolls entail a certain hazard in their very reading. The mechanism of the effects has, at present, been largely unknown. Theories of hidden knowledge and divine retribution were the subject of idle speculation with little investigation. I, Justinius Polonius, have undertaken to thoroughly document the ailments afflicted by the Elder Scrolls on their readers, though a unified theory of how they manifest continues to elude me and remains a subject for future study. I have grouped the effects into 4, finding that the avenue of experience depends largely upon the mind of the reader. If this is unclear, I hope that a proper dichotomy will lay it plain. Group the first. The Naifs, for one. The Naifs for one who has received no... Okay. For one who has received no training in the history of nature of the Elder Scrolls, the scroll itself is, effectively, inert. No prophecy can be scribed, nor knowledge obtained. While the scroll will not impart learning to the uninformed, nor will it afflict them in any way, in any adverse fashion. Visually, the scroll will appear to be awash in odd lettering and symbols. Those who know their astronomy often claim to recognize constellations and patterns and connections, but such conjecture is impossible to further investigate since the very nature of the study necessitates unlearned subjects. Group the second, the unguarded intellects. It is this second group that realizes the greatest danger from attempting to read the scroll. These are subjects who have an understanding of the nature of the Elder Scrolls and possess sufficient knowledge to actually read what is inscribed there. They have not, however, developed adequate discipline to stave off the mind-shattering effect of having a glimpse of infinity. These unfortunate souls are struck immediately, irrevocably, and completely blind. Such is the price for overreaching one's faculties. It bears mentioning, though, that with the blindness also comes a fragment of that hidden knowledge. Whether the future, the past, or the deep natures of being is dependent on the individual and their place in the greater spheres. But the knowledge does come. Group the third, mediated understanding. Alone in Tamriel, it would appear that only the cult of the Ancestor Moth has discovered the discipline to properly guard one's mind while reading the scrolls. Their novitiates must undergo the most rigorous mental cultivation, and they often spend a decade or more at the monastery before being allowed to read their first Elder Scroll. The monks say this is for the initiate's own protection, as they must have witnessed many unguarded intellectuals among the more eager ranks. With appropriate fortitude, these readers also receive blindness, though at a far lesser magnitude than the unguarded. Their vision fogs slightly, but they retain shape, color, and enough acuity to continue to read mundane texts. The knowledge they gain from the scroll is also tempered somewhat. It requires stages of meditation and reflection to fully appreciate and express what one saw. Group the fourth, illuminated understanding. Between the previous group and this one exists a continuum that has, at present, only been traversed by the monks of the Ancestor Moth. With continued readings, the monks become gradually more and more blind, but receive greater and more detailed knowledge. As they spend their waking hours pondering the revelations, they also receive a further degree of mental fortitude. There is, for every monk, a day of penultimate reading, when the only knowledge the Elder Scroll imparts is that the monk's next reading shall be his last. For each monk, the penultimate reading comes at a different and unknowable time. Preliminary work has been done to predict the occurrence by charting the severity of an individual monk's blindness, but all who reach these later stages report that the increasing blindness seems to taper with increased readings. Some pose the notion that some other unseen sense is, in fact, continuing to diminish at this upper range, but I shall leave such postulations to philosophers. To prepare for his ultimate reading, a monk typically withdraws to seclusion in order to reflect upon a lifetime of revelations and appoint his mind for reception of his last. Yeah, his. Even here, it's always about his. Upon this final reading, he is forever blinded as sure as those unguarded ones who race to knowledge. The illuminated one, though, has retained his understanding over a lifetime and typically possesses a more integral notion of what has been revealed to him. It is hoped that this catalogue will prove useful to those who wish to further our mortal understanding of the Elder Scroll. The moth priests remain aloof about these matters, taking the gradual debilitation that comes with reading as a point of pride. May this serve as a useful starting point for those hoping to take up such study. Dictated to Anstius Mitchum, 4th of last seed, in the 126th year of the Second Era. Enchanter's Primer by Sergius Terenius. Enchanting was raised to a fine art by the wizards of the Arcane University. Sadly, some of the nuances of the skill were lost when the Imperial City was sacked. Yet we are not without capability. This text will cover only the basics of enchanting. It is but a primer for students of the College of Winterhold. Before a weapon or a bit of armor can be enchanted, the wizard must first learn the enchantment. This is a personal task. Enchantments cannot easily be passed from one mage to another. They must be understood at a primal level that can only be achieved by destroying an enchanted item and absorbing its nature. The arcane enchanter is specifically designed for this task. Merely place an enchanted item on the device and will it to relent. The magic will flow into the mage, imbuing him with the knowledge of how the enchantment is formed. The utter destruction of the enchanted item is the unavoidable consequence of this process. Items that already have enchantments cannot be enchanted further, so choose carefully when you enchant a blade or helmet. Before beginning an enchantment, make sure you have a filled soul gem. The enchantment will use this soul as a source of power. Place the item in the soul gem on the arcane enchanter. Concentrate on the enchantment. The device will meld the two together, enchanting your weapon or armor. Armor enchantments are permanent and do not need to be charged or powered. The reasons for this are not known. Some of the college have postulated that the wearer contributes small amounts of his own energy to keep the armor enchanted. Others say it's the will of Magnus that it works this way. Regardless of the reason, enchanted armor and clothing never wear out. Weapon enchantments are a different story. They slowly use up the soul energy in them as they are depleted. Their enchantment remains, but a filled soul gem must be used to recharge the weapon. Perhaps it is the destructive nature of the weapon enchantment that makes it deplete. One intriguing theory is that the soul leaks out a little at a time into the victim that the weapon harms. As a novice enchanter, the reason is immaterial. First, you find that your enchantments require a lot of soul energy. As you become more skilled, you can achieve the same effects with less and less soul energy, so practice your lessons and pay heed to your masters in the magical arts.
Marker, the city of stone. Watch yourself on the steps. It's easy to slip and fall here.
Yeah, no kidding. He says while standing on the steps and apparently slipping in slow motion. Okay.
The pilgrimage is complete. I can feel it. Yes?
How's your father to blame for your job?
My father was a priest of Archay. All my life was spent around the dead, being forced to learn the proper burial rituals and prayers. I never had any friends. Who'd want to spend time with the weird little girl who hangs around dead people? So I grew up with a miserable trade. This is all I know how to do. Prepare and inter the deceased.
So you're to blame. I gave the dagger to Anders.
I felt a caress on my cheek some time ago. I thought it to be a trick of the wind, but I think it was a message from my father. We've made peace with one another without even uttering a single word. And I'm content for the first time in my life. I thank you. Here, please accept this as a token of my appreciation for your selfless action. Please, come back and speak to me anytime.
The story I made up in my head and the curiosity I had was way more interesting than that. Yeah, and as I noticed, I didn't read the letter written to Feline by Singer or from Calcilm. I just, yeah, I think I have too much of a prohibition against invading someone else's privacy. Book of Love. It's gonna take a while, huh? Oh dear. Okay, I'm gonna go see if I never did speak to the Inventionzell lady. Yeah, I haven't been here. Okay, well that would explain it. Hey, from Deepest Fathoms.
You must take the lexicon. Free me of my burden.
Lexicon? Burden? What are you talking about?
The memories. I cannot stand them. You must take them away. Return them to Inventionzell.
Yeah.
You must take the lexicon from me. Please, take it now.
Okay. It's okay. I'll take the lexicon.
You must bring it to Inventionzell. In the west, return it to them. It must go back.
Unfortunately, if you want to, like, fish here, and it's a good fishing spot. Hey, Peter. Yeah? Hi, honey. It's a pleasure to meet you. If you ever want to fish here, you have to turn the sound off, or all you hear is this woman muttering and complaining the entire time. So, yes, I've heard her talk a lot about Inventionzell. It's just, she never stops. I mean, yeah, I get that she's crazy, but just, this is such a pretty, chill place. And,
the waiting. The insufferable waiting.
She ruins it. What's wrong?
Here, I want you to have this. Don't ask, just take it. The waiting. The insufferable waiting. All right, then.
Bounty, juvenile mud crab. After hanging up my sword and a bow to live a quieter life, I decided to study the lives and habitats of mud crabs here at the Riften Fishery. It is my hope that one day we might breed mud crabs, much like we do fish. If only everyone else at the fishery shared my interest. I am in search of a juvenile mud crab so that I may study its growth. These young mud crabs rarely leave the water, so I now need an intrepid fisherman to catch one. They can be caught in almost all lakes and streams throughout Skyrim through a breeding ground, though a breeding ground is said to be in Whiterun west of Broken Fang Cave. Please make haste. I must show progress in my research as soon as possible. Varia, or Varia, Riften Fishery. Note to self, it's been 12 days since an adventurer took up this bounty, and so far, nothing How much longer must I wait?
Not now.
I managed to find a juvenile mud crab for you to study. Here you go.
Thanks. Couldn't have done that without you. I'm grateful for your efforts. Here, take this.
Know of anyone in need of fishing work around Skyrim?
You're headed to Falkreath. It's all in this note. Until next time.
Okay. So even though I haven't gone fishing, I can begin the fishing quests now.
It is done. I won't go.
Yeah, she just talks forever. Even after you take the lexicon, hoping that she will shut up, she will not shut up.
Yes? Need something?
I'd like to improve my fishing skills. Could you teach me a few things?
Of course.
An entire list of fish, but I only just learned how to fish.
That doesn't change anything.
Should I cook them for you while I'm at it?
What? No!
Relax. I was just joking.
You expect me to believe that?
Fish you tend to at the fishery must be very important to you.
It speaks the truth.
I'll bring them back soon.
My thanks to you.
List of fair weather fish. Ours has dreamt of this waters many times, filled with strange exotic fishes from all over Skyrim. No, not fishes, friends! Well, at least until they're harvested and sold as food. We have a business to maintain, after all. Friendships can only go so far before gold gets in the way. The fish in my dreams seem to be okay with this arrangement, and he rarely lies to me. And so, with his blessing, I will teach you to catch these fish, and in exchange you will bring them here. Here's a list to start with. Carp, glassfish, goldfish, hogfish. They're fair weather fish and should be easy enough to catch. Even so, please read the first volume of Fishing Mastery, written by yours truly. A copy should be sitting on a shelf in the back room of the fishery. When you are done, return to me, and we will find our new friends a home, and you some coin. We probably already have everything other than the hogfish. Fishing Mastery, Volume 1 by Swings in Deep Water. So you've decided to learn how to fish. Good for you. It is a noble endeavor, and with plenty of practice, it can be a profitable one. Keep in mind that every journey begins with a single step, one that is usually clumsy and will end up with you falling on your face. That is why, for your first lesson, it's recommended that you stick to calmer skies and fairer climates, where the fish will happily bite on even the most unattractive hooks. This guidebook details 4 types of fish that are ideal for beginners. They are most common on a clear day near streams and lakes in the fairer parts of Skyrim away from snow and ice. The places one can catch these fish are too numerous to mention here, but an excellent way to begin one's fishing journey is to start by casting your line right off the docks near the Riften fishery into Lake Honrick. Once you've had your fill of lake fish, head west to try your hand at fishing from the river that runs alongside Iverstead. End your journey at Villamere Inn with aching arms and a full belly.
To leave.
I need to leave. Okay. I kind of like the fishing. I do. Sometimes if you just want to be chill, you just start a game and fish. Bounty glassfish. A single glassfish is needed for a potion that a client has requested. I cannot leave my shop unattended during the daylight hours, so I have no choice but to request that someone else acquire this fish for me. Please see me at my establishment, Brave Concoctions in Falkreath, once you have the glassfish. A reward of 100 gold will be granted, plus an additional reward for any who might be willing to assume more work regarding a private matter.
New in town, eh? Here for the fishing, I guess.
Are you a fisherman?
Only the best in all of Riften. I own Riften Fishery. Started out with a single fishing pole, and now I have an entire building and 2 boats to my name. Not bad for a middle-aged Nord, eh? Too bad I haven't had the same success helping this city shed its poverty. Nivenor thinks I'm wasting my time trying, but I disagree.
Who buys all your fish?
I sell my catch across a good portion of Skyrim. It's worth its weight in gold to me. The only untapped market left is Markarth. However, I just got word that Klepper at the Silver Blood Inn might be interested. If you're headed that way, I would appreciate you delivering a purchase agreement for me. You'd be paid, of course.
Okay, I'll do it.
Good. Klepper will pay you as soon as you arrive with the letter. Here you are.
You sound quite charitable.
Yes, I suppose someone has to be around here. Have you seen the condition of this sorry excuse for a city? Beggars roam the streets, crime runs rampant, and the threat of war's driving away business. The paltry amount of coin that I place in the charity box at the temple is the least I can do to help.
You mentioned Nivenor.
Nivenor is my wife. How I was ever able to meet such a gorgeous creature is one of life's mysteries. We're at odds about my charity. She thinks the people in this town have become lazy and expecting a handout. I tried to include her in my lessons from Maramal over at the Temple of Mara, but she prefers to shop instead. Different strokes, eh? Remember to give at the temple.
Ooh, pretty storm. Yeah, near dark water, in the middle of the night, I tend to start running up the sides of mountains that I can't cross, but we'll see. It's dark water crossing, I should be going underground apparently, but this is what I do. This is who I am. That's why no falling damage, because yes, I will fall to my doom. Water pass. Yeah. I tend to get creative here. I hate going the long way around. But I should follow the road. Where am I going? Why am I here? Okay, Avanchenzel was where? Oi. Alright, I'm all the way down there. What? Why? Oi. That hill. Cliff. Mountain.
Close one, eh? I never count how many picks you break open in a lock. Oh, still oblivion's that lie.
Yes, I have a map, even with roads on it. Do I use it? No. But it is pretty out here. Oh, I'm gonna have to kill everybody around here, aren't I?
Someone there.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll show you a real fight. Victory or Sovngarde!
I'm bugged. Can't jump. Can't fight. I'm stuck in an animation, so I'm gonna go to immersive interactions and ask it to unstuck me. There we go. Nope, I'm still stuck. Okay, I'm gonna try zoning in somewhere, see if that clears it. You're not a door. What are you? You're a well. Oh my god. At least I've got good stealth, they can't find me.
What was he thinking?
Is it in here? Yes. Okay, I'm unstuck. Oh, while I'm here, I might as well clear the place, right? Get some pickpocketing experience.
Now ain't this a surprise?
Where are you?
What the fuck is that?
Victory is yours. I submit.
We rise victorious once again.
Yeah, avoid the big bangy door. It will kill me immediately.
What was that?
The almighty voice of the Dragon of the North!
Hey! Over here!
Do your worst!
Trust my dragon. I don't like the look of this.
Let's fucking gut them.
Never should have come here.
Give up! You won't leave!
Go and decide if I get shit still. You know what I mean?
No!
Dead.
Stay close to me.
Where are you?
I swear this is to sneak about.
God, these places are huge.
Because you know I can't see you move like that.
What was that?
How that first shot missed him, nobody will ever be able to explain to me. Travis, watch Escape Tunnel. Ooh, I'm escaping.
Careful.
Yikes. Lots of dead people in here. You guys, I've been busy. Kaidan just said I was glowing. Yeah, I've got a glowy bow. Oh, this just for fun.
What was that?
Because always set bandits on fire if you can set bandits on fire. I'm gonna end up like 5 miles away from... I'm gonna end up at the bottom of the hill, huh? Not so bad. A little bit closer.
I'm bloody knackered. Don't mind telling you that.
Xerxes, the dude that fell to the 300 and whipped the sea. Once a mortal scribe to Orlai, the historian god keeps track of all elven accomplishments. Follower, receive an additional skill point from reading a skill book. Tenets, explore new locations, read the stories of others, study a wide variety of spells. Bretons are most deserving of my favor. Didn't Xerxes lose a sea battle and then had his servants whip the sea when it dared to have bad weather? I know it's not the same dude, but it is a fairly important historical name to be using. Angewunde. Oh man, you can do it. Alright, we'll go around. What is here?
It's of Skyrim. She's beautiful, as she is dangerous.
Yeah, okay. Everybody is in my way. Who is watching me up here? Is it my horse?
About bloody time. Wait.
It was one lockpick, Kaidan. What is... That was unsatisfying. Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm inside the mountain now. Yay! A launching cell discovered as I fall off the cliff. There's an entryway somewhere over here, isn't there? There's gotta be. Alright. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, that's the exit. Oof. Come on. Come on, honey. You can do it. Oy. Okay, that's the exit. Entryway is here. Okay. to Avanchenzel. Thanks for watching. Wishing you found family, creative hobbies, a hot bath after a long day, and food you love as much as Celea loves apple pies.